Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade and today I am doing my January book haul. Oh my god. So this month I actually got books. A lot of the time I don't get books. I go to the library a lot and then I write down books I want to buy, but I actually decided to buy some this month from a bunch of different places. I got 3 from Book Depository. Wonderful place. If you don't know about it, you really should get books there. I got 2 from Barnes & Nobles. I'm pretty happy about that. I got 2 from my bookstore. Like, my library has a little bookstore in it. And I was so happy because it has, like, a lot of, like, books that no one would ever want. But whenever you go in there, there's this certain shelf that'll have some actual YA books, which is wonderful. And then I also got 2 from a, like, Goodwill type of store. Actually, I got 4 from Book Depository. But let's just get into it. So the first books I got from my library bookstore, they still have the little stickers on them, which I should probably take off. But I got Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I've read this book and I absolutely love it. I love buying books that I've already read from like the library or something because I love to look at my shelf and have memories of reading that book. So I tend to do that and it's just awesome when I can find them for only $3. So this is a beautiful book. It has some black pages. If you guys don't know what this book is about, which I'd be surprised, this is like one of the best books ever. It is about this group of 6 people, all have like different skills and like powers, and they decide to go on a heist to break into a prison that no one's ever broken in or out of before to release a very famous prisoner so that... Do they do it for money or like do they just do it? I don't really know. I can't remember. But I think they do it for money. Yeah. But there's really awesome people. It has a little description of each person, actually. A convict with a thirst for revenge. He's like my favorite. A sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager. A runaway with a privileged past. A spy known as the Wrath. She's my favorite. The heart tender using her magic to survive the slums. And a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. So that book is definitely a book everyone needs to read. The next book I got from that store was The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I read this book sometime last year, and I did like it. It's a world that I've never like read anything like before. It's very cool and original. I haven't continued with the series yet. I would really like to. It's definitely not one of my favorite books though. Like, it didn't stay with me. Even though I liked it a lot, it didn't like, I don't think about it all the time. Like, I think about, what book do I think about all the time? There's one that literally like Even the Darkest Stars, or, is that right? Even the Darkest Stars I read this month. That book has stayed with me for quite a bit. I really like that book. But this is about a world where, it's like, so there's these different circuits in a government, kind of like a clock. Like, you can see, like, they're different districts, and they kind of are, like, this size. And people who have powers, like clairvoyance and things like that, are hunted, and they're illegal. And the main character has a very rare one, and she works with a gang, because most of the people who do have those powers are in gangs to protect them. And she ends up getting captured and brought to this place, this land that supposedly was destroyed and doesn't exist or something like that, where there's these people with really, like, they're powerful people who use them kind of as slaves or like in their army, and it's called the Bone Season because every 10 years they're brought to this place, and it's like the 50th Bone Season, and she's brought there, and it's just like, there's a lot that goes on, and I kind of can't even describe it. I would honestly think this is a book you should just go into without knowing, so just from that description, if it interests you, definitely read it, and it's so pretty. Oh my god. Alright, so the next books I got from St. Vinny's, which is basically Goodwill. I got one of my favorite books ever, which is The Rhythmist by Brandon Sanderson. The Rhythmatist. I always say it wrong, it's The Rhythmatist. And this is literally the most original book I've read in my entire life. Like, I haven't read a lot of books like Six of Crows or The Bone Season. They can definitely be compared, but this, nothing is like it. It's this world where people can draw with chalk on the ground 2D figures, and they come to life, and they will attack, like, like, you put a circle around you that protects you and they'll attack it. And you can only kill them with other chalk figures or with acid. And there's wild chalk figures that are attacking all the time and trying to kill people because they can climb up your body and eat you. And there's the Rithmatists protect the world, like they protect everyone else from these chalk figures. And there's this boy who is not a Rithmatist. He happens to go to the school for Rithmatists because his dad used to be a person who created the chalk, but his dad died, and he has a scholarship to go there just because his dad was a great worker. And he's literally the smartest person. He draws the best circles. Like, if he was a Rithmatist, he'd be the most powerful one, but he's not. And he meets this girl who can't draw. She's really, really horrible at it. And they kind of work together to solve disappearances that are happening to wealthy children or just to powerful children. There's disappearing from chalk lines, and there's someone who's controlling the chalk creatures. And my god, I want to reread this actually this summer, I think, because it is one of my favorite books, and now I have it, and it's so beautiful, and I couldn't be happier with it, you guys. I'm so happy with this book. If you haven't read it, please do, please do. I want to know what you think of it. I really want to reread this now that I'm talking about it. Oh my god, I need to. That's why I fell in love with Brandon Sanderson, by the way. The next book I got from that store is The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. This is the third book in the Great and Terrible Beauty series by her. This is a very good series. It's about a girl who discovers that she is a witch, sort of thing. When her mother is murdered and she is sent to a finishing school in England. She actually used to live in, like, the Middle East somewhere, and it was really beautiful, and I loved the way it was, like, how pretty it was. But she's sent to a finishing school, and she slowly realizes that she has powers. And there's something called the Order, in which powerful women used to have, and there's something that I can't remember the name of that's against them, and it's like set in the Victorian era, and it's a very, very good book. I heard that people do not like the third book, and there's a huge jump in size. It goes from like a 300-page books to the first two to an 800-page book. It's 3 of the other books. It's ridiculous. I'm sure a lot happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen, honestly, but it's not gonna be good. And I actually want to read this summer. I should make a summer reading list because I already have 2 I want to read this summer. I want to read these 2. I feel like they're perfect summer books for some reason, which doesn't make any sense, but I think it's because I read them in the summer. Alright, so the next 2 books I got from Barnes & Nobles. I actually got the 3rd book of the Queen of the Tearling series because it wasn't on Book Depository, so I was like, I have to go out and buy this, which sucks because it was $15. But it's by Erica Johansson, and The Fate of the Tearling, well, The Queen of the Tearling, is about a girl who is the princess, and she's raised till like she's 19, I think, which is interesting, to rule a kingdom. But she's not raised in the kingdom. She's raised in a little house, and she learns politics and just surviving in the wilderness and everything. And she's really down to earth because of that, because she wasn't raised in the hubbub of the city and with everyone watching her. So on her 19th birthday, the Queen's Guard comes to take her to the place where she is supposed to be the queen. But her mother, she slowly finds out, was not who she imagined she would be, and she wasn't a good queen. And her kingdom is under, like, control from this horrible queen that does really bad things, and her people are being sold into slavery to them to not go to war. And it's just very bad, and she wants to change everything. She wants to make things the way she believes they should be. And she's one of the strongest female characters I've ever seen. She does things her own way. She takes people's opinions, but she does what she thinks is right. And she's just really amazing, and I want to continue this series. I actually also, from Book Depository this month, got the 2nd book, which is so beautiful, which is The Invasion of the Tearling. It's probably one of the prettiest book covers I've ever seen, actually. I love it dearly. So I'm hoping to continue with this series this year, and if I don't, by summer, these will definitely be on my reading list. The next book I got from Barnes & Nobles is Jane Austen 4 Classic Novels, which is a gigantic book, but it was really cheap. It was actually only $4, so I was like, I have to get this because I've been wanting to read more classics. So in here, we have Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, and then I think, it has 4, right? I think it also has, I'm trying to figure out what the last one is Persuasion. Yeah, Persuasion. And I don't really know what any of these books are about, but I know that I definitely need to read them. Let me take this stupid sticker off if I can. Oh, my nail polish is not hard enough. I just repainted my nails. Sticker will have to come off some other time. Alright, and then the last 3 books I have, because I also got The Invasion of the Jillian, are from Book Depository. I got Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book to her, what's it called? Shadow and Bone series, I think? Or the Grisha series, which is in the same world as Six of Crows, and it actually came before Six of Crows, and it has a lot more background on the magic. This is actually kind of a shorter book, which is cool. So, I don't completely know what it's about. I just know that it's about one of the people who have powers in the actual magical one, because there's like a place where magic is, there's a place where magic is outlawed and witches are hunted, and then there's like the capital, which is where Six of Crows takes place, where it's all kind of a mishmash of everything. And it's based on, my boyfriend just went there. It's based on Amsterdam, which is cool. So this is from the magic world, and there's some bad stuff going on apparently, and it's Ravaka, the great nation of Ravaka. So she just has powers, I'm pretty sure, and she has a destiny in which she has to fulfill. And it looks like there's also a love triangle. But I've just heard this is really good, so I'm interested in reading that soon. And then I got this second book to the Mistborn trilogy. This is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. Love the first book. It's honestly a book I can't describe, and I think it's best... Ooh, hiccup. It's best to just go into the series knowing nothing, in my opinion. So if you guys have ever read Brandon Sanderson before or haven't, definitely should read the Mistborn series. I just forgot it for some reason. It's so amazing, and it's just a twist on classic horrible ruling, but with a magic system you've never seen before, and it comes together in such a beautiful way. And it's also like it's also a scheme. Like, it's kind of like a mix of Six of Crows, actually. There's like a little bit of that in there, definitely. So if you like Six of Crows, but you're more into a little bit adult fantasy, you'll love this series. Alright, and then the last book I have this month is the second book to the Poison Study, which is Fire Study by Maria V. Schneider. Poison Study is about a girl who's going to be executed for murder, but then she's offered the position as the poison taster for the commander, which is like the president, the king, like all those things combined, but it's a militaristic society. And she learns how to do poison, and then you slowly find out why she was in jail for murder, why she murdered the person. And then she murdered a nobleman's son, so he's also trying to kill her, even though he can't. And then she meets this guy who's like training her, like he's training her how to be a poison study, and she realizes more about him and just everything going on. And it's just a lot to handle, and it's a very good book. And the way the first one left off, I can't wait to read this one. I'm so excited. I want to read that this month. And it's also one of the prettiest covers I've seen in my entire life. This book is so gorgeous. This month I got a lot of books that are like nothing I've read before, that are gorgeous, and I'm excited to read. So this has been a good month of getting books. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a bit long. I just really love talking to you guys, so I hope you don't mind that I do long videos. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye!